Today we're talking about one of my favorite tools that I've discovered this year. It's absolutely changed my life. So we're diving into one of the hottest tools in the tech world. It is called ChatGPT. We're going to talk about how it can revolutionize the way local businesses market themselves.
In this episode, we're going to be discussing, but firstly, a quick introduction to ChatGPT and how it works. Then we're going to talk about some practical ways local businesses like yours can use it. And finally, we're going to show you some real life examples and tips for making the most of this tool.
Amazing. So look, ChatGPT was developed by a company called OpenAI. I believe it was acquired by Microsoft for a lot of money.
I think they're part investors. I don't think they own it.
There we go. Part investors. And it's literally rapidly has become a transformative tool in the digital landscape. So I think since November 2022, it has been used by 300 million users per week, with more than 1 billion messages exchanged daily. A billion messages exchanged daily. So I believe 97% of business owners believe that ChatGPT will benefit their operations. 44% are aiming to generate content in multiple languages using ChatGPT. So look, I hope these statistics really highlight the significance ChatGPT will have in reshaping business strategies and communication. If you don't use ChatGPT, you're going to get left behind, I think. For no further ado, my name is Adam and I run Website Designers London. We are an online marketing agency which is ranked in the top 1% in the UK and London, helping businesses generate tens of millions of pounds.
And my name's Josh. I'm the founder of ImproveMySearchRanking.com, a specialist SEO agency based in London. We've helped more than 400 businesses generate over £200 million in sales.
Amazing. So ultimately, ChatGPT is an artificial intelligence tool, so an AI tool developed by OpenAI. It's essentially like a version of Einstein to be your assistant. So it's Einstein as your assistant. It can generate human-like text based on prompts you give it. So it can help you write anything from emails to social media posts, create videos, blog posts. It can reply to your customers all within just seconds. So how does it work, Josh?
How does it work? I mean, I'm not a coder. I didn't code it, so I'm not sure exactly how it works. But the way it works, as in if you were to practically go to ChatGPT's website now and use it, you simply type in a question or what's called a prompt and asking it for some advice or for it to do a particular task, and then it will come back with a response.
Yes, exactly. So let's break this down. ChatGPT, what does it stand for? It stands for Chat Generative Pre-trained Transformer. So generative, well, that basically means that the model can generate text or outputs. Pre-trained, it's trained on a large data set to learn patterns, grammar, and context. And the transformer element is essentially the architecture that allows ChatGPT to handle long conversations and provide those nuanced replies. So look, you can ask ChatGPT a question. You can ask it to clarify things. You can go back and have it explain complex topics. It will remember what you've asked it. You don't need to keep repeating yourself. It can be used as a reading comprehension tool. And ChatGPT is now able to communicate with users in real time, so you can have a conversation with it too. So I guess the $1 million question is, why should you care? Why should local businesses care, Josh?
Well, there's plenty of reasons why. There's basically a huge opportunity for local businesses. If you're a local business, oftentimes what's holding you back is your time and resources. You're doing so many things. You're wearing so many hats, and things are tough for small businesses. So ChatGPT can really lighten the load. It can save you time. It can help you with all sorts of different tasks, as you mentioned earlier, about social media captions, blog posts, responding to customers. So there's plenty of reasons why people should care.
Absolutely. Look, it will save you time. It's cost effective. It will do your marketing for you. I genuinely believe. I know lots of people would disagree with me, but I genuinely believe it will replace the processes, especially the repeatable processes that people do. It will replace that element of people's jobs. And I don't mean that to act as clickbait or shock people, but if you think about the things that it does do, it will depending on what the job is. If you're think about it, it can generate graphics based on your input, so it can integrate into other GPTs called like Canva or Veed.io. So Canva being a graphic design software that you can use online if you haven't heard of it. There is an option on ChatGPT to essentially use Canva's integration API. You give it a prompt, then it uses ChatGPT to generate that graphic. That's a graphic designer for you. Get rid of your graphic designer. There we go. You've got your graphic designer right there. Veed.io even. Again, and there's an integration tool from Veed.io where it allows you to enter a prompt, say, create a video to promote the episode 31 on how to use a ChatGPT for local businesses for our podcast. You just type that in, and Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt. It'll create you a video, a nice, with text, subtitles, and on the video, and a video that you can post to social media to promote your podcast. Again, that's your videographer gone. And I say gone. I mean, I don't think it's there yet, but it certainly will assist your videographer and save them a lot of time, and it will assist your graphic designer and save them a lot of time. So, and I think that the time will come where I think it will be as good as a videographer and a photographer, a graphic designer, for example, and a whole load of other professions as well, right? It can solve complex problems. It can help students write their essays. It can create HTML text for website coders. If I think about my industry, it can help if you've got a mathematical equation that you can't solve. If you're doing a PhD in maths, pop it in there. It will solve it for you. Look, it's not 100% accurate because it's based on existing data sets, and some data sets may be wrong. But so, I'm not saying it's the finished, polished 100%, article, but it's certainly a game changer. Anything you'd add to that before we talk about potential uses?
No, it's just saves you time. It's cost effective. You need to use it.
Yeah, agreed. And what do you use ChatGPT for?
Today I use ChatGPT, and our business uses ChatGPT every day, and we use it for a variety of reasons. So one such way we use it is we would use it to troubleshoot an issue we might have on a website. So, for example, we're working on some SEO for somebody, and we've noticed that we can't edit some part of the website because we don't have full access, or the client doesn't. And we can use ChatGPT to kind of troubleshoot the situation, try different codes, and come up with a solution. So that's one way we use it every day. Another way we use it almost daily is to generate ideas. So we need to write a lot of content as an SEO agency. We need to come up with compelling headlines and offers. And if we're a bit stuck or we want some inspiration, we can type in, give us some ideas based on this framework or that framework. And from that ideation, we can then improve it and optimize a client's website.
Amazing. I'll tell you one way I used it, and this is not for local businesses, but I just want to show you the wide use case for it. Went to my mum's, had some coffee, some Turkish coffee, and there's a tradition. Again, I'm not a believer in this. Apologies if our listeners are, but once you finish Turkish coffee cup, drinking it, you turn it upside down, wait for the coffee to dry, flip it back over, and it usually forms a pattern from the coffee. The way, because you've tipped it upside down, it dries in a certain way. Sometimes, or there is a business out there, is a sector out there where people look at that dried coffee in the cup and then will say that they can see various objects. So I don't know, they can see a hyena sitting on a branch, and because the way the coffee is dried, that's what it looks like to them. And that therefore symbolizes prosperity, for example. So I've used ChatGPT to take a photo of it. What do you see in this coffee cup? Sitting down with my mum, because she likes to do this sort of stuff. Mum's going to kill me if I've outed her about this, and said, tell me what you see. Tell me what you see in my mum's fortune. And you can have a conversation with it. There is that feature where you can have a back and forth conversation. It will pause to listen to you, and then it will reply. And I said, okay, now speak in Turkish, because my mum's native language is Turkish. She speaks better Turkish than she does English. And she spoke in Turkish, and my mum was overwhelmed. She's never heard of ChatGPT, and she genuinely, it nearly drew her to tears, because the fact that it could speak Turkish, it was having a conversation with her, and she was like, you know what? She thought of her kind of elderly relatives and said, this could be a tool that could be used in care homes to keep people company. Wild. So let's give our listeners 5 practical ways in order to use ChatGPT. When I say practical, these are the most not common ways, but I think good 5 practical things that they could do to use ChatGPT for their local business.
Cool. So the first one we've got is social media content creation. So if you needed a week's worth of Instagram posts or Facebook posts, you can just ask ChatGPT to write the captions for you, and you give it some basic information about your business, what you do, what you sell, what your new products are, if you have any offers on, and it can not only write the captions, it could also generate images for you to use. So that's one simple, quick way you could use it.
Amazing. So email marketing is another way. So you could type into ChatGPT, write me a promotional email for a gym offer, PT offer, for New Year's, as a New Year's discount, because typically people run out of money and been a bit gone overboard with eating that turkey and stuffing in New Year's. So you might want to entice people to sign up and lose some weight in the new year. So write me a promotional email for my PT service offering a New Year's discount. Type that into ChatGPT. That will create you a brilliant, compelling email campaign that you could just literally send to your email subscribers or existing customers or new customers, your email base. That will grab attention, drive clicks, and hopefully get you some sales.
A third might be customer service and communication. So an example prompt here might be, how should I respond to a customer asking about refunds in a friendly tone? So this is actually something I've used this week. Actually, a customer asked about pausing their campaign, and I wanted to come up with a really nice and friendly way to try to convince them to stay on. And I drafted up my response, gave it to ChatGPT. I asked it, can you improve this? And we worked through a few different versions. I sent that version off to the lady, and she's staying on. So
no way. What did it say?
I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was just like about how we've got all this momentum and you've invested all this over the last few years, and it's potentially going to backfire on your business if you stop. So
look at that. It's ChatGPT in action.
Yes.
Before we give you the 4th and 5th kind of practical way you can use ChatGPT, I just want to highlight that when I talk about ChatGPT to some of my friends who are maybe not as, I don't know, in tune with the news and in tune with these new tools, they immediately think, oh, this is another bit of coding that I need to learn. This is another technical bit of kit that, it's beyond me. I'm not even going to think about it. And it's got this funky name. I'm staying away because it's probably too technical for me. I can promise you, if you just, by the way, I don't get any. We don't get any. We'd love
Commission.
to. We get any referrals or anything. No, we don't get anything, any monetary, anything for talking about and praising ChatGPT. Go type into Google chatgpt.com. So ChatGPT.com, chatgpt.com, and you just type anything into the kind of text field. And just see for yourself. It's super easy to sign up. You don't need to sign up, I don't think. In fact, I think you can just...
I'm not sure. I think you may need to.
Okay, I mean, the sign up is what? Give me your username and your birthday. You don't even have to give them your real birthday if you don't feel comfortable doing that. I'm not suggesting you do that, just as a, if you don't like signing up. That's all you have to do. Email address, birth date, and just type anything into that text field, and you will see the power of it. So, fourth, Mr. SEO man, I'll give this to you.
Yes, so another way you could use ChatGPT for your local business is for content writing, for SEO, for your website. So I think we mentioned this a little earlier in today's episode about, or was it yesterday's episode? Yeah. I can't remember now. Where you can use ChatGPT to help you create SEO content. So you could ask, for example, write a blog post about 5 reasons to visit XYZ town, or write a blog post about XYZ product or service, whatever you sell. It will then write a whole blog post for you. Personally, I wouldn't copy and paste that and then publish it on your website. I would adjust it, add your own expertise, authority, trustworthiness into it. But yeah, it can create a blog post for you, or several blog posts, or give you tens of ideas in seconds.
Absolutely. And fifth tool, and we could probably spend 5 hours going through every single way to use ChatGPT, but the fifth one for now is promote your event. So your prompt could be write a Facebook post promoting a farmer's market happening this Saturday. It will give you a whole array of creative content to promote your local event and sell tickets. And you could even say, now sell me, include this link to the event ticketing page, and then it will generate a new response with that content. So we've talked about event promotion, SEO content for websites, customer service, email marketing, social media content creation. There are so many ways you could use. I use it to plan holidays. I know you do too, Josh. Oh my gosh, yesterday I was looking for my Christmas jumper. This is a true story, by the way. Looking for my Christmas jumper, couldn't find it. Ended up, my girlfriend was like, well, look, you need to clear out this. This is ridiculous. You've got so many jumpers you've never worn. Why don't you sell them? Okay, I'd like to do things in the moment. If I thought of something, I just get it done. So took a picture of it, put it in ChatGPT, told it, I'm going to sell this on Vinted. Give me a nice description, compelling description using keywords so it gets found when people are searching for items. And I want to sell this jumper on Vinted. Gave me a title for the item on that I can put on Vinted, and description. And this is a true story. There was 2 items that I put on there, 2 jumpers. Bearing in mind, I've got an existing product for sale on there that I didn't use ChatGPT to create the kind of description for. It's still on there, and it's been on there for about 6 months and hasn't sold. No interest. These 2 jumpers, I put them on there. I promise you, in less than an hour, both were sold. Is that by chance? I don't know, but it just gives you an idea. So there we go. What we can talk about next, Josh?
Next, we're going to talk about the tips for using ChatGPT effectively.
Okay, what's the first one?
So the first one would be just to be very specific with your prompt. So you can just go to ChatGPT and you could write jumpers and it will come back and it will tell you something about jumpers.
Yeah.
But it's not particularly useful. So you would need to say, write me a compelling headline for my Vinted post where I'm trying to sell this jumper for this much money. It looks like this. Here's a photo of it. And be as precise as you can. And then it will give you a much better response.
Agreed. So be specific. You can always come back, when I say come back, you can always reply to ChatGPT after it's produced its output to refine its output. So it's like, treat it as something, ultimately, if you don't communicate with ChatGPT to give you exactly what you want as its output, it will assume what you what it'll assume, and just be presumptuous about what it thinks you want it to say. Edit and personalize. So, it gives you a strong starting point, but you should always review and tweak your responses to match your own voice as well. So make sure it's, if I, for example, I'll say something in a certain way and Josh will say something in a certain way, ChatGPT will say something in a certain way. You want to, if your brand is you as well, you want to make sure that it has a personal touch.
So another tip for using ChatGPT effectively would be to start small. So I'd recommend maybe just finding a very small task in your business, maybe like drafting up an email or responding to an email, responding to a customer message. That might be a nice, easy, simple task you could use first. So you might copy and paste a customer's email into ChatGPT. You might then underneath that write a description of what it is and what you would like ChatGPT to do. So you could say, I received this email from a client. They're looking to stop their campaign with us and I'd like them to stay. What are some interesting and nice ways I could respond to this message to convince them to stay on board? So that might be a nice, simple way to start.
Amazing. And the last one, which kind of links onto that whole edit and personalization point, is just make sure you respect your local tone. So as a local business, your tone should reflect personality and the culture and the way you do things of your community, of your business. So ChatGPT can help you strike that right balance. But be careful and just read the output to make sure it makes sense. Don't just go, like Josh says, going copy and pasting, especially if you're going for SEO purposes, because you want Google to like your content. So I think that little twinkle acts as a nice reminder to talk about. So we've talked about various real life examples, both relevant to local business and not. Let's talk about a local coffee shop that we've kind of written down here. Josh, give us this case study.
Yeah, so for example, if you owned a local coffee shop, you could use ChatGPT in a variety of ways. For example, you could ask ChatGPT, write me some daily Instagram posts about your special brews.
Yep.
You could ask it to generate email newsletters announcing a loyalty program. You could ask it to draft up blog posts about the benefits of your coffee and the health benefits of that. There's a wide variety of things you could use it for.
Amazing. Look, what we'll do is we'll put some in the show notes. We'll try and put some tips and prompts that you could use. We'll put the link to ChatGPT as well to help you to kind of guide you on there. So look, if you haven't tried ChatGPT, now is the time. It's a game changer for local businesses looking to save time and connect with their audiences and their customers and potential customers. So if you want more tips, just head over to the rest of our content on our podcast. We talk about AI quite a bit and a few other episodes, and we think you'll find it helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to use the kind of comment feature on our platforms like Spotify to ask us a question, or you could even email us. Happy to help. So we hope you've enjoyed this episode about ChatGPT. We've talked about real life examples, tips for using ChatGPT effectively, 5 ways local businesses can use ChatGPT, why you should care as a local business, and we've also outlined what ChatGPT is. So my name's been Adam.
And I'm Josh.
Thank you for listening.